Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 11, the finale of the Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster Platinum Trophy walkthrough. In this episode, we will be finishing the game, we'll be getting all remaining trophies that we haven't gotten so far, and we will be getting that coveted Platinum Trophy. So let's get to it. We're just walking around the entrance to the Jade Passage right now, and we're hunting for some Bestiary entries. That sandworm is something that we already got in the desert outside of Pandaemonium, but there are a couple things that you might want to be on the lookout for around here. The first one is the Hecdies. This actually does appear within the Jade Passage, but I found it more common actually outside, and there are quite a few of the monsters from within Jade Passage that show up outside as we walk around here. So just be aware that as you're doing this, you might actually pick up a lot of the monsters that we'll need going forward, so just keep track of those things as we go ahead. And these Hecdies are pretty easy to take care of. We are doing really well damage-wise, so a couple attacks and these guys are gone. And now we're going to keep walking around this area. There's one more thing that I really suggest picking up here because I did not see it at all in the Jade Passage, and that would be the Mantis King. It's the green one out front. Other than that, we get a couple killer mantises that we've seen a long time ago, so we're just going to eliminate these enemies, and that's really what you want to focus on outside of here. Again, if you pick up some more things, great, but we're just caring mainly about these two monsters that we've just defeated. So with that, we are now going to make a quick save, and then we will be able to go into the Jade Passage, and we will begin our final journey toward the end of the game. We're now in the Jade Passage. If you ever want to leave, just interact with that purple warp pad again. But when you go down, you'll encounter a few new enemies. Here's an Abyss Worm and a Great Malboro. Both of these guys are pretty easy to take out, so hit them a couple times with the physical attacks and they'll be gone. Very easy bestiary entries. Now we're going to go over toward the right side, and we'll work our way around and then down to the more right side of the middle part of the map, and we'll grab one treasure chest there, then go back toward the entrance, and then we will go south from here. We can then go to the bottom left corner of this area and pick up another treasure chest with a Hellfire in it. Now go back toward the right side, keep going all the way until you see a door, and then go up and into that door. From here, go around and down the staircase. We did encounter a salamander enemy. They do come either in ones or packs of 2 or 3, but they're very easy to eliminate. You don't need to worry so much about these guys at all. Okay, keep going around down the stairs. And from this room, we're going to start by going up and working our way around toward the top left corner of this area, where we can grab another treasure chest. Here is the Chimera Sphinx. This is just like some of the other monsters that we've seen that look very similar to this, and they are very easy to eliminate. So once he's gone, we'll grab the treasure chest up in the top left corner for yet another Hellfire, and we'll go back down, and now this time going over toward the right side, we can go down and pick up the treasure chest on the right, and then we will head down south. There's going to be another couple treasure chests to find. Go grab the one in the bottom left corner. This one does have some monsters guarding it. It has a blue dragon. These guys, they're not terribly difficult. We've seen another dragon before, the white dragon, and they actually do appear as normal random encounters down here, but the blue dragon is a little bit tougher than those ones. Again, our blood sword is going to do the majority of our damage through this, and also Guy can do some pretty good damage with those ultimate weapons and his very high sword stats. If you take a lot of damage, you can just use that level 16 cure that you should have by now, and that should do great at restoring all of the HP for anyone that gets hit by its very strong physical attacks. And once the fight's done, then you will get your reward, which is the cat claws, something that we're never going to use in battle, but we needed that treasure chest anyway. So now let's go up and to the right. You can go to the top right corner of this area, where you will find a new doorway to go up. And then you can go around and down the stairs once again. So from here, we will go down this very linear pathway. There's really only one way we can take going forward until you get down to this door. Ignore the door, but keep going right through the water. You'll take 1 HP of damage as you walk through there, and keep going up the passageway until you get to the long stairs that go down. And we're going to head all the way down and then back up the staircase that can take us to this treasure chest. This is another monster guarded treasure chest, so make sure that everyone has a lot of HP. You might want to do a quick save before this one, and then we will interact with the treasure chest to get into a fight with the monsters that guard it. Inside this treasure chest, we find that we have to fight a King Behemoth. This is very similar to the Behemoth that we fought at the Colosseum a long time ago. This one is just a little bit harder with more HP. It does hit you pretty hard with its physical attacks, so just be aware of that. However, with our Blood Sword and our very strong physical attacks by Guy, this fight actually doesn't take too long. Just be prepared to heal, and you can even throw it into an auto attack if you want to, and you should be able to blitz this guy down before he has 1 or 2 turns against you. Okay, we got the Rune Axe. That's actually a bit of an upgrade from the Poison Axe that we have been rocking, so I'm just going to throw that on Maria for now, and then we'll head down and all the way to the left. Walking through the water once again, we'll take a little bit of HP damage as we go through here. And we do encounter another enemy here. This is the Pit Fiend, and it's also accompanied by an Ice Lizard and a Great Malboro. So take out all of these guys. We need to add these all to the Bestiary, and we did fight the Great Malboro in the beginning part of this, but they show up really throughout this whole place, so be prepared to see lots of those guys. And we'll keep heading over, ignoring that door once again, all the way down to the bottom. And here you can see a wizard who's hanging out behind the waterfall. We'll deal with him in just a minute. Here's another enemy for the Bestiary, the Mega Parasite. It acts like the other parasites we've seen where it can attack and also steal your MP, but they do go down really fast, just 1 physical attack and they will be gone from there. And this fight is over really before they have a chance to put up any fight whatsoever. In order to interact with the wizard behind the waterfall, you can't just go from the front, you have to go from behind the waterfall. And this guy doesn't want to fight us, he wants to sell us some of the best black magics in the game. So if you care enough, you can buy the Berserk and Haste Tome. Those are good for buffing your physical characters, or the Flare Tome if you want to have another character to use that black magic. Go all the way to the right and into the 3rd doorway to progress with the Jade Passage, then go down the staircase. Now this room has some goodies for us. Let's start by going up, and there's going to be a treasure chest on our right side that has the Betrayal Fang. Now keep going up, and we'll kind of go clockwise around the room. We'll go into the doorway in the middle on the top and grab the 3 treasure chests up in here. And it has some really good new armors for us, as well as the Holy Lance. So go ahead and equip that to whatever character you want to. I'm just going to give that Holy Lance to Leon, and he's going to keep the Blood Sword so that he can keep attacking and healing himself, because he's the weakest character we've got so far. That will allow us to keep his HP high. And then we're going to go around and grab the chest in the top right corner. Be aware that this is going to be another monster in the box encounter, so heal up, do a quick save, and then you should interact with that treasure chest to get into a fight with yet another dragon, and this one is going to be the red dragon. It's really no more difficult than the blue dragon that we just fought. This one is just a fire elemental, so don't use any of your fire attacks on it, but once again, that blood sword is going to come in pretty clutch for us and do the majority of the damage against it. Otherwise, we're just not doing a whole lot of damage against this guy. You can use those blizzard spells to do some extra elemental damage to it, but it's really not required in light of all the damage that the blood sword can do. It likes to use Blaze to do moderate damage to all of your characters at one time, but that's nothing that you shouldn't be able to handle at this point in the game. So after a couple turns, then this fight will be over, and you can move on with this area. Upon defeating the red dragon, you get the treasure that he was guarding, and that is the Yoichi bow. That is definitely the strongest bow in the game, so if you have a bow user, feel free to equip that for a nice damage boost to them. And then we're going to go down and out of the door on the right side. Once again, go around and down the staircase. and this takes us to the 5th floor. We now have to go all the way around a very linear pathway, so just follow the path as it goes around here. You'll probably get into lots of monster encounters as you walk, but eventually you'll get to the left side and there's a high potion in a chest. Keep going around the path and grab the next treasure chest for a protect ring, and then follow the path around and there will be another treasure chest on your right that will be an elixir. Now finally head down and there's going to be a door at the end of the hallway, so go up and into that door. Go around and down the stairs once again. And on the 6th floor, you just have to go down the hallway and walk all the way to the end. There's really nothing else that you need to do in this room apart from getting from point A to point B, and that's where you will find the warp pad. We have all 14 treasure chests in this area. Now let's take a quick peek at the Bestiary to make sure that we have everything. So starting off, we're going to scroll down to number 37. That's the Chimera Sphinx. Going down, we can go to number 60, the Mega Parasite. Keep going down. 64 is the Pit Fiend. 67 is the Great Malboro. 69 is the Salamander. 72 is the Hectize that we fought outside of this area. 75 is the Abyss Worm. And keep going down and you will see that number 119 is the King Behemoth. And then we have 122 Blue Dragon and 123 Red Dragon. So we've gotten all of those things in this short amount of time that we've been doing this episode so far. Then step onto the purple warp pad and you will get into the very last dungeon, which is Pandaemonium, the Castle of Hell. And we get the Adventurer's Wayfarer trophy at this point because we have gone to every location in the whole game. So congratulations on that one. We're now going to continue on from this point and we will go ahead and beat the final dungeon called Pandaemonium. So starting off from this warp pad, we will just head straight down. There aren't a lot of new Bestiary entries in this area, so the first one that I want to highlight is the Mantis Devil. Very similar to all the other mantid enemies that we've fought before, and they just take a couple physical attacks to go down. They're a little bit beefier HP-wise than some of the other ones, so just be prepared that it might take you a couple attacks to get rid of them, but at this point your team should be strong enough that they won't pose too much of a problem for you whatsoever. Let's keep heading down all the way to the bottom. There are some of these areas that look like they're little hallways that go up into the next section, but they really don't. They're just decorations. Well, here's a couple new enemies. There are Death Riders in the back and a Mithril Golem in the front. You've seen enemies like this before, and there's really nothing different or special about these apart from the fact that they hit a little bit harder and have a little bit more HP. Fight them off however you want to. That Blood Sword's going to do great damage against that Mithril Golem, who has typically very high HP, so either use that or use magic against him and he should go down without much of an issue at all. Well, he was pretty tanky, so it did take a while, but at this point you can just auto-battle through most of that. Let's continue on down this hallway. We're going to go all the way to the far right side, and then we're going to start going up from here. Again, hug that right side all the way until you get to the top, then go toward the left and down. You'll go down the staircase, and then go left and up once again. That will take you up, and then go around to the left, down, and you can see the little hallway with the stairs, so go up that and then your exit is at the top. From here we're going to go down around the passageway that we can, and you'll get to a staircase, go up that staircase, and then keep going up all the way to the top till you get to another treasure chest with an ether in it. Now head down and toward the left. You can go down the staircase and then hug that bottom wall all the way around this hallway until you can finally go up. And at the top of here, there's going to be some more stairs that take you to a warp pad. So step on that and we'll get teleported to another part of Pandaemonium. After arriving on the 3rd floor, start by going down and then over to the right. You can see a treasure chest over there. Go ahead and grab that. That contains an elixir. There's nothing at the bottom that we need anymore, so go back toward the top area. You'll walk right past that teleporter and now go over to the right when you reach the top, and then head down and toward the left. It looks like you're going to a dead end over here, but actually you want to walk through the wall and then go south. From here, there's another telepad, so step on that one, and we're going to teleport to the next floor of Pandaemonium. On the 4th floor, there are 4 doors in front of you. We're going to start by going in the far left door. We'll call this door number 1. From here, there's a maze, and we have to walk through it. So follow the path around through the doorways that you can see, and then go toward the right at this point, and then up. You'll go through the next archway, and then over toward the left, take the stairs, left again, and go up. Some of the chests around here have really good equipment in them, and they are guarded by particularly tough monsters. This isn't one of those boxes. We have Zombie Borgin, and Borgin is incredibly weak. If it takes you 2 turns to eliminate this guy, you're doing something wrong. You just want to make sure that you're not using the blood sword on him, because he's a zombie, he's undead, he will actually absorb health, but hit him with other normal attacks and he will be gone really before he has a chance to do anything at all. So that's a very easy fight for us, and we can then move on after we collect the treasure that he was so feebly guarding. We get the Genji gloves. This is a really good piece of equipment. We're going to put all of our Genji equipment onto Guy because it does a really nice job at boosting some of our stats, and we want Guy to be our superstar throughout this part. Okay, we're going to now go down and up the right archway, and then that will allow us to loop around. We're actually going to go all the way to the top right corner of this area, walking through the wall at the top. And then if you go toward the right side, you can actually get into this room. It's a very secret room, and it has the Masamune in it. This is the best sword in the game, so we're going to equip that onto Guy as well. So he has the Masamune and the Excalibur at this point, along with the Genji gloves. He'll have the other Genji equipment in just a minute. He is going to be a real superstar when it comes to physical damage. Use the black magic spell Warp to quickly return to the 4th floor. This is the room with the 4 doors on it. Now we're going to go 1 door to the right. This is door number 2. Go into that door, and we're going to work around this little bit of a maze too. So head to the left, and then head a little bit up from here. You can go toward the left to walk through the wall as a shortcut, and then straight up into this monster in a box encounter. This is Tiamat. Tiamat is definitely stronger than what Borgin was, but he doesn't really cause much of a problem for us either. We have very strong characters at this point, so make sure that you're using those strong attacks to the best of your ability. If you want to, and you've been leveling up Ultima and Flare, they'll do really good damage against him as well, and you'll otherwise just use Guy's physical attacks with that Masamune and Excalibur to great effect. You'll do lots of damage with him. But once again, the Blood Sword, as wielded by Leon, is going to be the all-star of this fight. It does proportion-based damage or percentage-based damage, so you're always going to do a large amount of damage, regardless of defense, regardless of weapon levels, any of that kind of stuff. It's always going to do a lot of damage, and that will cause you to take down Tiamat very quickly before he has a chance to put up much of a fight. Tiamat guards the Genji helm. We're going to go ahead and put that on Guy. We're going to work on getting him his full set of Genji gear. So he's almost done. He's got 2 out of the 3. And once again, we will warp out of this room, and that takes us back to the 4th floor. This time, skip door number 3 and go all the way to door number 4 on the far right. So go up and into door number 4. From here, you're going to go over toward the right side and then start going up. Once you get to the top of this area, you can grab the treasure chest in the top right portion. This is guarded by yet another monster. It's very similar to Tiamat. It doesn't pose much more of a threat than what he did. This is Beelzebub, and he is just a weird fly demon thing. We're going to use the same tactics against him, using those Flare or Ultima will be good if you want to have a magic user. Otherwise, the Blood Sword will be the hero here, along with Guy's pretty strong physical attacks. The Beelzebub does hit pretty hard, so you can always use that level 16 cure to fix that, and you can also get poisoned, but that's not much of a problem for us at all at this point. So take it off if you're really bored or worried about it for some reason. Otherwise, just a couple rounds of good physical attacks will be enough to eliminate Beelzebub, and we can continue on from there. Don't forget that it's never too late to join the Masked Matador community by hitting that subscribe button, and that will allow you to stay up to date with everything that's going on. We've got a lot more after Final Fantasy II, and you're not going to want to miss it. Well, after this fight, we get the last piece of Genji equipment. This is the Genji armor. Go ahead and throw that on Guy as well, and that provides a really nice boost to his stats, minus the evasion part. So it got rid of his evasion stat, but that doesn't matter so much. And now we're going to teleport out of here using that warp spell and finally go into door number 3, and that will allow us to finish up this whole section of Pandaemonium. We'll go up and then over to the right. You're going to work your way around this little maze area, and going through those archways, eventually you'll get to the top row. Then you can head down through the different archways, and eventually you'll see a treasure chest right in the middle. This is the last one that we need to open up, so make sure that you are healed up and saved, because we are now going to fight Astaroth. And Astaroth falls within the same difficulty as Tiamat and Beelzebub. He hits pretty hard, but he's not too much of a problem for our very strong characters. So I don't have a whole lot to say other than make sure that you're healing if you get hurt a lot, use your strongest spells and your best physical attacks. Once again, the Blood Sword is going to be your friend in this, and that will make the fight pretty trivial. He likes to use high-powered Scourge attacks. He might try to poison you and things, but he's not much of an issue at all for us at this point in the game. So finish him off quickly, and then we will move right along. Alright, he is down. Now we just have to figure out what he was guarding. We already have all the Genji equipment, we have the best sword and the best weapon in the game, so what could it possibly be? Final Fantasy fans will recognize the ribbon equipment. This is a piece of headgear for us, and when you equip it, it has some moderate defense, but more importantly, it negates all of the status effects that you can get. So that's very important that we're not going to deal with any negative status effects. Now go up, don't go in the door, but go toward the left of it, and that will allow you to work your way down. A couple steps below the staircase that you go down is another passage that you can go through to the left, and that will just be a couple shortcuts that allow you to go into the next warp pad. Now back to the 4th floor, but a second portion of it, you go straight up and then over toward the right side here. You're going to go to the warp pad, step on that, and that will take you to the next part of the dungeon, and we're getting very close to the end of it. The 7th floor, go over to the left and up. There's going to be a treasure chest waiting for you up there, and we have another enemy that only starts to appear right around here. It is the Devil Wolf. It's the enemies in the back. They look like the werewolves that we fought before, and once again, those great Malboros are all over this place. You'll be fighting tons of those, and then we will also take out that ice lizard. The Devil Wolves, they have some fire attacks and some pretty weak attacks that are physical in nature, so they're not too much of a threat. Just take those guys out, and then we will proceed on grabbing the treasure chest at the top part for Sage's Wisdom. Now we're going to head all the way to the left side. There's the long staircase that takes us up to the upper level of this. And we have yet another enemy. This is the Beast Demon in the back. we're going to focus on that Devil's Bloom just because it's dangerous to us, and the Beast Demons really aren't dangerous at all. So take those guys out, and we are almost done. We're just missing one more thing from the Bestiary, and it only appears right around here. So we'll walk over toward the right side. There's a bunch of pillars in here. You might have to walk around for a while to find this guy. It's pretty rare, but we have the Iron Giant, and it has a lot of HP. It has a ton of defense, but the Blood Sword is going to really come in handy for us, and that will cut right through its defense, totally ignoring it, and we'll be able to take this guy out pretty quickly. He's got some pretty strong physical attacks. Just be ready that when he hits you, he's going to do quite a bit of damage, so just be ready for a heal, and a couple rounds, he's going to be gone. Okay, there goes the Iron Giant. He has the boss death animation, so that should give you a little bit of a hint at what the game thinks that this monster is. It's more along the lines of a boss or a mini-boss than a random casual encounter. We happen to get a pair of Genji gloves after that, which is kind of nice. I'm just going to throw that onto Furion, and then we will be able to proceed on, and we're pretty much done with this whole area, which is really nice. If we look at the Bestiary at this point, we can see that we have everything but the very last entry here. So go down to 34, it's the Beast Demon. Head down to number 62, the Devil Wolf. Going down to number 89 is the Mantis Devil. 92 is the Death Rider. 95 is the Mithril Golem. And we also have 124, the Iron Giant. We then got the 3 mini-bosses, Tiamat, Beelzebub, and Astaroth, and number 128 is the only thing that we're missing. So we have 127 out of 128 at this point. So as soon as we beat the last boss, we will get the trophy for getting everything in the Bestiary. Keep heading down around the pathway. Eventually you will get to this purple teleport pad. Step on that and be transported to the next floor of the dungeon. This is really the last important floor of the whole place, so start by going to the right and then just stick around the bottom of this area. There's going to be a treasure chest in the corner over here for yet another Hellfire. Now go up the stairs, over to the left, keep going up, and then once again we'll go to the right and we will go up the staircase. Before you go to that purple warp pad, head over toward the left and you're able to go and get the treasure chest up in the top left corner that has an acid file, as well as the trophy for the legendary treasure hunter, because we have all of the treasure chests in the entire game. So all 10 in this area, but 100% of them throughout the entire game. Heading back to that purple teleport pad that we walked past on the way over to that final treasure chest, you can step on it and you'll get teleported to the 9th floor. It's just a room with a bunch of pillars and crystals. Head all the way down to the bottom and then all the way to the left, and then you'll see a teleport pad. Step on that and this will take you to the very last room in the entire game. Make sure you're all healed up and then go straight up the path and you will see the final boss, so go talk to him. You have braved the bowels of hell to reach me, but the hand of man, which deals in false justice and forsaken love, can never hope to defeat the Lord Master of Hell. Okay, we now have a fight with the Emperor. This is the very last fight in the whole game. He likes to use a Flare 16 to do some decent damage against us, nothing that a level 16 Cure can't take care of. And we're going to just hit him with the Flare spell. We will have a Guy attacking, we will have Leon attacking with that Blood Sword, dealing over 4,000 damage every turn, and this will make the fight very trivial for you. It will only take a couple rounds to hit him with that Blood Sword before he's finally dead. There's very little strategy that goes into this fight. Just be prepared to heal when you get hit, and just keep attacking with that Blood Sword and good magic, and he'll be dead. Alright, the Emperor is slain in less than 2 minutes. Definitely the easiest of all of the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster final bosses. So it's a really easy fight for you. Shouldn't give you any problems whatsoever. And after he dissolves away, we've just got some ending cutscenes, and then we'll get our Platinum Trophy. So let's go ahead and go through those. Unbelievable! Defeated by insects like you! Not once, but twice! Who are you? Ugh. It's done. Now let's get out of here. We get the Field Research Professional Trophy because now we have 100% of the Bestiary entries added to our journal. It's finally over, isn't it? It was a long struggle, but with the Emperor gone, we've nothing left to fear. Thank you. With all my heart, I thank you. With the combined strength of Kashuan and Finn, we will build the kingdom anew. Together, Princess, we will create a kingdom even fairer than the old. Though once a coward, I now stand here a new man. I have all of you to thank for that. You have my deepest gratitude. I'm sure Scott is smiling down on me from above. Look at you. Do you realize what you've done? Who am I supposed to steal from with the Empire gone? You put me out of a job. I guess I'll just have to start stealing from you. Better watch your backs. You sure showed him, Furion. You're every bit the bloke I pegged you for. If you ever feel like trying your hand at pirating. What? That not sit well with you, Maria? Haha, looks like your next battle's already begun, Furion. You did it! I'm sure my dad's happy for you too, up there above the clouds. I'm going to be working here, serving the princess. I just want to do whatever I can to help out. Joseph? We must now dedicate ourselves to the task of restoring what was lost. Farewell, words cannot express my gratitude to you all. War finally over. Yes. We can all live in peace again, together. Right, Leon? There can be no going back. Not for all of us. But why? Don't go. Furion, stop him! Maria, Leon is right. We've been through too much. I can't stop him. Not now. Leon, we will meet again. Well, we should be going too. This is only the beginning. Their long struggle was finally at an end. The Emperor, Pandaemonium, the monsters plaguing the world, all had vanished without a trace. Peace had returned once more. The wounds of the war would mend. and the memory of those bitter days would fade. But one thing would never be forgotten: that a band of young heroes once saved the world. After the credits, let's collect the last couple of trophies that we actually need to get that platinum trophy. And we do that by creating a new save game data. So go ahead and select yes, choose any slot you want to, and then you will be able to go back toward the menu once you have the save completion. You get the War's End trophy for defeating the Emperor and restoring peace to the world, and you also get the Master of 2 Platinum trophy for getting all of the other trophies in the whole game. Well, congratulations, you've made it through the end of this, and that concludes the Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster Platinum Trophy walkthrough. Thank you so much for going along on this journey with us. You know, I was a little bit apprehensive starting off this game just because it has that notoriety about it in that it doesn't have the best reviews of the Final Fantasies, but I actually quite enjoyed this game. Sure, it is weak in some areas, the story isn't as interesting as some of the other ones, but remember, this game came out in 1988. That was 35 years ago, and I think that Final Fantasy has grown a lot in that time, but a lot of them stand on the shoulders of this game, and you have to give credit where it's due in that point. So, although it's not a perfect game, I actually respect it, and it was better than what I thought it would be. So, let me know down in the comments what you thought of that, and I did really enjoy going through it with you. It has been a lot of fun doing that. I really enjoy making these videos, and hopefully you can come along with me on some of the other ones. Check out my channel for the other Final Fantasy games of number 3, 4, 5, and 6 that I've completed already, and I'm about to start Final Fantasy 1. We've just worked our way backwards from 6, and we'll be doing 1 coming up starting this week. So thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button if you found this series helpful, and if you got that platinum trophy, let me know down in the comments as well. And then don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay up to date with everything else going on with this channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next series. Have a good day.